Hi, I'm Cece, and I am so ready to never, ever, ever have to deal with this man ever fucking again. And I mean it this time. Because I was looking at the endings. He only has 3 left, and all of Ellen's endings are done. I got all of Ellen's endings. I swear to God, if there's any hidden little endings that I have to get with this man, I'm going to throw my computer into the ocean because I can't. So just like normal, I already did all of the rude, mean paths, and I already did the nice and compliant paths. So I'm going to do just some middle ground paths and then also try to get my sanity all the way down and see what endings I can get from there. Okay, so we had been drugged and we just woke up. Trying to figure out what is going on. My limbs were weary and tired, but I could get up. I took a deep breath and smiled to myself. Now I could look around. I felt like I needed to talk, even just a little bit. I looked at the tools on the wall and sighed. I knew he had used so many of these. They were all caked in blood. I looked at the table and looked at the knife on it. If I couldn't get out, then I could just... I bit my bottom lip. Was this the best idea? I could kill him, but he was also... I took a look around my room. He was also what? Fucking... No, kill him. Just straight stab into the eyeball. Like, do not play around with this man. The bodies, they were all from different people. That book he had. How long had he been doing this? All right, we've got a choice to make here. We can either take the knife or look at the book. Let's... I guess we'll take the book and then go back and take the knife. Yeah. I didn't pick up the knife. I looked at the drawer. I wanted to know more about him. I picked up the book and looked at the skins inside. They were rotting, turning into nothing but stains on the pages. Disgusting. I couldn't bring my eyes away from it. Some of these were over 20 years old. Holy shit. Pages upon pages of death. It was like watching a plane crash. I couldn't look away. Was this the true extent of my husband's madness? I wondered if he even knew what his own psychological state was. He must have. Jack just chose not to acknowledge it. Or get help. Right? I closed the book and slammed it back into the drawer. Okay, we're gonna take the knife. We're gonna stab this little bitch in the face. I picked up the knife and looked at its sharp edge. It would have to do for now. I couldn't just let him do this to me anymore. I'll end it. I grinned and pushed the knife under one of the corpses in the corner. Just in my reach. He'd come back down here and I'd get to show him. Okay, well, obviously, very obviously, I'm going to stab this bitch in the face, and then I guess I'll come back and do the second icky, gross one. I listened to the door open and Jack walking down the stairs. I smiled as I heard the gentle thumping. He walked over to his desk, as he always did every morning, and I opened my eye to look at him. He looked like he hadn't gotten much sleep for the last few days. I just wanted an advantage over him. I slid my hand under the body near me and pulled out the knife that I had gotten from his desk before. I looked at the edge and slowly got up from my spot. The world would have been better without him anyways. He was a monster. I got behind him and jabbed my knife in his neck without a word. I yanked his neck back to see the shock on his face. I narrowed my eyes and pushed harder as he gripped my arm. He coughed blood into my face and I released his head and left my knife in his neck. I heard his head hit the table, and I sighed. I left him at his table. I was going to get the fuck out of here and never come back. I needed to call the police. I needed to get something to eat in me. I slowly walked up the stairs. My legs felt like lead weights as I trudged up the flight of steps. I looked at the door and gripped the handle. It locked up as I tried to turn it. What? The number pad above the door preventing me from leaving. I didn't know the code. Well, that's what happened last time. He left us in there and we didn't know the code, but we put it in. It was our birthday. So I'm assuming that that's what we did this time? All right, we'll do this one. Jack walked down the stairs as he did every morning. I could hear his footsteps thumping down the steps. I sat up as he passed me, and I looked up at him. He didn't seem to notice or care that I had gotten up. I crawled over to his leg and leaned my head onto him. Ew. Jack looked down at me and turned his body toward mine. What's wrong? What do you mean, what's wrong, Jack? He asked as I pulled out the knife. He didn't look surprised. Oh. Jack spoke as if almost like he had expected something from me. I held out the knife for him on my open palms. Take it. I want to see more. More what? He took the knife from me. He looked at the edge and then at me, gently placing the knife back down on the table. My darling, what's wrong? What do you mean, what's wrong? I shook my head. I don't think anything was wrong. I crawled up on his lap and went limp as I could as Jack caressed my leg. I like this side of you. No, I don't. No, You couldn't possibly. No, I couldn't possibly. I do. I put my hand over his and rubbed his ring. Show me more. No. I begged softly. He picked me up and carried me up the stairs. I watched him punch in the code. It was my birthday. I could breathe the fresh air of the upstairs rooms, but it felt hollow. I just wanted to be with Jack. Awesome. I hated that. I hated that one too. What a surprise. Whew. Okay. This one took a hot second. But I finally found the no sanity ending. I just don't know if I should take the knife or just go back to sleep. Because we know if we take the knife, we'll then get the option to either give it back to him or kill him, and both lead to endings that we've already seen. So I guess I'll see what happens if we go back to sleep and then just go back if nothing happens. I didn't want to touch anything. I didn't feel like it would do me any good at any rate. I sat back down and pulled my knees to my chest, just listening to our old house breathe. I wish I could just go back upstairs and go back to normal. I laid down on the floor. There wasn't a normal to go back to. Not after this. Oh, is it just the alone ending? Okay, it was just the alone ending, so I'm gonna go back. I have to, because I hit 0 sanity, so there has to be a different ending. Okay, so we take the knife, and I guess we'll kill him? Because if we give the knife back to him, we're just gonna be like, yay, this is great, everything's awesome, and then get that ending again. Like, I don't think the sanity's gonna change anything, so we'll just stab him again, I guess, and see. Okay. Oh. I looked at his body and pushed him off the chair that he was sitting in. I pulled the knife from his neck and ran my fingers down his neck. I'm sorry, Jack. You were always such a good-looking man. I leaned down to look at him more closely. That salt and pepper hair, strong cheekbones. I bit my bottom lip. You're the perfect husband now, I muttered to myself as I leaned over him. Oh no. I kissed. Oh no. Perfect. What a fitting way to end his routes. It feels right. That was the entirety of Till Death Do Us Part. We did it. We made it through all the endings. Okay, that was really weird. I'm sorry. I was trying to wrap up and then I clicked on this. Age 25. Well, excuse me while I go throw my computer in the ocean. Look, I'm not sure if I want to do my dissertation on this police case. Doesn't it seem rather odd that the police haven't caught the guy? I really don't want to waste my time if I joined their team and I couldn't even help find him. Jack groaned into his phone as he looked through his computer. There was something else to this case that they were missing. He looked at the picture on his desk and flipped it over. The media was calling it the Mark of Belial. Jack examined the circle sitting around the crime scene and took a deep breath. Belial, Is that what they're calling you? Jack leaned back in his chair, looking at his notes on the case. A light tapping came on his front door, and he looked over. Who the hell would even bother him at this time of day? No one's home, Jack called out bitterly. Oh. A soft feminine voice called from the other side of the door. Jack's eyes shot open. Call you back. Jack hung up his phone and put it in his back pocket. Jack opened the door and looked at the small woman in front of him. Are you Jack Buchanan? Who the fuck are you? She asked as he moved aside to let her in. She watched the gesture, unsure at first, and slipped in next to him. Yeah? Who's asking? Oh, my name is Alice Carroll. Who the fuck is... I'm with the Metro PD. Who is this? Jack's eyes shifted over her outfit and he tilted his head to the side. Oh, I'm with forensics. That didn't answer my question, but go on. I just wanted to talk to you about something. Jack leaned his back on the door and crossed his arms as he watched her. Then talk. I don't have a lot of time for formalities, Alice. He said her name with a sharp edge that made her cringe. Oh, I'm working on the... Alice's eyes drifted to his desk, and she held up the photo with the mark on it. This. What about it? Your teachers have been talking to the police department and said you were the best at criminal psychology. I wanted to see if you could talk me into working with the police department. It wouldn't hurt, would it? It's a bit unorthodox for me to just barge in here, but... So is he the Mark of Belial killer? Hang on, First, I need to figure out what the fuck the Mark of Belial is. So it seems like Belial's just a demon? Catholic demon, but also maybe Hebrew? I don't know. Religious icon. We could really use your help with the case. Need young eyes on it and stuff. You're the same age as me, or so I assume. Are you going to be on the case? Jack pushed himself from the wall and approached Alice slowly. He's probably going to murder her. She nodded her head. Yep, this is only my second case. However, so he was saying that the killings span back 20 years. And this would have been 25 years. But, I mean, he could have just started cataloging them at 20 years. So he could have been doing it for 5 years beforehand without, jotting it down. Sounds like you're not qualified for the job. Ugh, I can do it. Alice leaned into Jack. Can you? Jack took a step back and narrowed his eyes. Was this woman challenging him? He put out his arms and put them on either side of her, cornering her. He could smell the strawberry shampoo on her hair. Was this a societal norm? He pondered as she looked up at him with that innocent, doe-eyed look on her face. Why isn't she pushing me off? Jack's mind raced as she looked down at his arm. Not disgust or rage, but with genuine curiosity. Is that a challenge? Jack felt her freeze up between his arms. A little one. Only if you're up for it, old man. She let out a small giggle. Alice put her hand on his forearm. Her fingers were cold to the touch. Jack bit his lower lip and moved his arm when she touched him. No, can't scare her off yet, Jack thought. Yeah, he's absolutely the killer. Tell your boss. I'll be there. Alice's face lit up as she hugged him out of nowhere. Her blonde locks fluttering all around her, catching the light with a soft red sheen. Jack watched her squeeze his midsection. Thanks, Jack. Thanks so much. I think you're going to be a big help. More than you realize. Jack tried to keep his poker face. I better go tell the others. Alice released him. She kissed his cheek and left a little pink mark where her lips were. I'm glad you'll be there. Alice bounced out of the room. See you later. She waved back at him. Jack blinked slowly and sat back down on his chair. Guess I'll be doing my dissertation on that case after all. He opened up his computer and rolled back his security footage, watching the blonde hug him again. Alice. Jack leaned back in his chair one more time, looking at the ceiling. Can I corrupt that beautiful innocence of yours? He muttered to himself. Who the fuck is Alice? What am I missing? What am I missing? Yeah, please fill me in on what I'm missing, because I am so confused. What? Who's Jason? And who's this? Like, obviously that's Alice, but like... We have a son? Who's Jason? I'm so confused. I'm so confused. So who are we? Who are we if he had a wife and a child? What happened to her? Where did we fit in? What? So it looks like we have some little things for each one. Oh shit, that's his son. That's who Jason is. Okay, at least one question answered. Hey, Marcus, it's good to see you back. Marcus stretched and nodded his head. Yeah, you just want to dump your work on me. How are Amy and May? The twins? Awesome as always. Oh, he has kids? When are you gonna come out with us, huh? They want a double date. Oh, not his children. Wait a second. How do you double date when they're gonna be all over you the whole time? Semantics. Look, dude, I know you've been kinda off since the divorce. I just want to help you get back on your feet. I am back on my feet. Fuck off. No, you're not. I swear. I got a new kitten. God damn it. Are you fucking kidding me? No. Why would I? They're such a good little pet. Real responsive. They do what I want. A little scarred up, but who isn't these days? You sound like a crazy cat lady. What can I say, Jace? I'm in love. All right, goddamn. Just take care of yourself, dude. We can't have you falling on your face when we got shit to do. Shit like what? You, bud, are back on homicide with me. Oh, great. It'll be fun. What case is it? I don't know yet. Guess we're gonna see. Who's on the other case? Probably the one with what's-his-face. I still don't remember his name and I feel so bad. John. The one with John. Well, it's not us. Oh. You're too close to that case, man. No way in hell they'd let us do it. It's alright. I know how it works. Buchanan, Dela Cruz. Get back to the briefing room now. On our way. Jason's eyes followed Marcus. That was very suspicious. That was a suspicious Okay. So Chris just says coffee. I sat down on the bench and watched some of the people walk through the schoolyard. It was busy as ever. I took out my notebook and looked at the doodles in the margins of my pages. Maybe I wasn't cut out for this school. I guess just because I had a scholarship didn't mean I should have taken it. I sighed and watched two men walk past me and sit on the park bench across from me. I pulled on my headphones and didn't turn on my music, pretending to be interested in my notes. Maybe I just wanted to eavesdrop on some cute guys. Thanks for helping me nab this job, Marcus. It helped out a lot. No problem, dude. Chris. Marcus smacked the other man on the chest. Ow, what? I'm right here. No need to get handsy. What happened to... Oh. Chris groaned and leaned back, messing with his fluffy hair. I don't know. They screamed in my face and just took off. They just never fucking came back. Are you gonna get Arya to, force the divorce or something? Oh, because... Okay, so I guess in this ending, this is where Arya kidnapped me and then killed me. So we never got any resolution. I guess there's a bunch of shit I gotta do, but whatever. It's better this way. Honestly, I'm kinda glad they stormed out. I don't know what I would have done if they didn't. Probably nothing good. But I'm going to therapy and all that. Oh, I know someone who might be able to help you with that. She goes to this school too. If it's Ellen, I'm going to freak out. If you don't like your therapist or whatever. She's real good. You know, Chris. What's up? You were never a pushover in high school. What happened? Maybe to you. My parents beat me down pretty hard. It was hard to keep my normal self when you come home to that, you know? I'm glad to have you back. Well, I'll keep you posted about my treatment and stuff. I feel more comfortable for sure. Chris said as he watched a student walk past him. Marcus tilted his head far to the side and grinned. Marcus, you're old enough to be her father. No, I'm not. I am old enough to be her... God damn it. Marcus got up and winked at Chris, who cringed. That was not a picture I wanted to see in my brain. Chris's horrified face was only complemented by Marcus's suggestive thrusting and lipping. You are a police officer, and you are on duty. No, I'm not. Amy, come back. Amy. Who's Amy? Later, Chris. Who's Amy? I watched the tall man put his hand on her shoulder and they walked off together. What a fucking... Ugh. Give him power and it goes straight to his head. I should knock him down a few pegs. Yes. Chris's eyes locked onto mine and he waved his hand. I'd apologize for him, but I think his actions spoke for him. I giggled and pulled my headphones off my ears. It's okay. It's nice to see someone more lively than the staff here. Although you look like you're joining their ranks. Yeah, real great accomplishment. Christopher King. Rent-a-cop. Please don't become a cop. He put his hands on his hips like a superhero and I let out another snicker. I'm Cece. You can call me Chris. Hope it doesn't bother you that I have the same name as your ex-wife. And I'm also the same person. Honestly, I'd say you're doing pretty well if you have a job at all. You can be a part of the 4%. Ah, you must go here. You sound way smarter than me already, Chris said, rubbing the back of his neck and laughing a bit. Smartness is relative. You could know more about something else. Like sport ball. Chris laughed. What the hell is sport ball? You know, the one where they kick a ball into the other people's touchdown zone goal. Go sport ball. You sound like you know a lot about it already, honestly. I stood up from my spot on the bench and sat down next to him. He looked over at me. Maybe you could teach me something else then. I'm not much of a teacher. I opened up my notes and showed him my doodles. I'm not much of a learner. These are really nice. They're just for fun. Just because you did something for fun doesn't mean it can't be nice. He held out my notebook and I took it out of his hand, my fingertips caressing his knuckles. They were rough. You want to go out for coffee? Don't you have class? Is that what you're worried about? I can ditch. But you can't ditch work. I'm not on the clock. I'm night guard. Why are you here then? Maybe it's just so I can talk to nice people. So you do want coffee. I think I need to warn you that this package comes with a lot of baggage. I flexed my arms, trying to look buff. I got strong arms. Chris hesitated, but then he flexed his own arm. So do I. I squealed and rubbed his bicep. Oh no, sir. I think you need to lift more weights. I think a 20-ounce coffee will do it. Oh, well, if my personal trainer says I need to do that, why don't you lead the way? Chris stood up and held out his hand. I pulled myself off the bench and leaned my head on his arm. Let's go then. Aw, I love that. I hope that this version of Cece is so much nicer than the other version of Cece that was married to him and got walled into a basement and slowly died of starvation. Okay, Arya doesn't have anything. John obviously wouldn't have anything. And Ellen doesn't have anything, so I guess it was just these three. I still want to know who this woman is. Who is this woman? Because that's not us. What happened to her? Because, I mean, they had a family. What happened to Mom? Where's Mom? I have so many questions. So many questions. And are any of them going to get answered? Probably not. Well, okay, that was all of Till Death Do Us Part. We made it through. So let me know if you have any other game suggestions, and I will consider playing them, because if they're anything like this, because this one was a lot. This one was a lot. I was fine up until Jack. And then something in here kind of like fractured. Something in there broke a little bit. So I need to fix all that, and then I'll come back and play something that is on the same level. But until then, I'm just gonna play nice things. Nicer things. But anyways, thanks for sticking around, and I hope to see you next time.
All of my exes were crazy. I'm sure you've heard that before.